Welcome, Jet fans, to the first Jet Stream episode of the Jets Life podcast here of the offseason. The season is finally over after the Jets complete a 3-14 season with Brady Cook doing his civil service of getting us to 3-14 and eventually locking up the second overall pick in the draft. Colts did us some favors to round out the season, losing 7 straight to get us up to the 16th pick, a pick that could have gotten up to 15 if Baltimore's kicker can hit one through the uprights, but that wasn't to be. And listen, fact of the matter is, it was a long season, terrible season, a lot of losing. First-year head coach looks out of water at this point in time, but he's sticking around, and we have a full off season to hopefully get this thing steer in the right direction. Jets have plenty of draft capital. They have a lot of money. There's no reason that this thing can't get turned around. It's up to Mooj. It's up to Aaron Glenn to get this thing steered in the right direction. Dom, let's start things off with our first segment of this episode. So let's go into this first year. The 2025 season let's go into one sentence and then give me how you felt about how the season goes, and I'll give my context after.
So 2025 season was the 10th straight season of 10 losses or more. Let that sink in. Okay, It was historically bad. This was
10's the magic number on this one.
It is. It is. It's like, dude, it's
perfect
insane.
10.
It's bad. It is bad. I've seen. I mean, listen, we went through worse. I went through Kotite, went through Gase. This is just as bad, maybe even worse. It was bad, for sure.
Do you think any recency bias has anything to do with that, or you think it really is like just as bad?
No, it's just as bad, dude. I seen this team play. I think the Kotite team would have beat us today. I just have a feeling about that, and we had crap then too. But dude, I mean, we were starting what, 4th and 5th stringers on defense, dude. I mean,
it was awful. Now, I think it's a good thing for us to get on to. So let's got a couple people in chat. Me, I'm Beal. Hello. Appreciate you joining. If you know Zoe. Hello. Thank you for joining as well. But yeah, so if we go right into it, I mean, yeah, the 2025 season was a complete disaster. And if you really kind of just take into a different situation, you can go game by game and, it's call it fair, call it unfair to justify like whether or not this season was on Glenn or who it was on. But when you look at the season as a whole, like there wasn't really much. Like there are a few games in the middle, and we can start with the Pittsburgh game. That was probably a game you left and feeling like things were going in the right direction. Just from a standpoint of the offense was humming. They were moving the ball. It looked like they got it figured out at quarterback. Justin Fields looked like, maybe he had, whatever they did in the offseason, he looked like a different player. Probably played his best game of his career that week 1 against the Steelers. But it came down that game to defense just being absolute disaster. Losing the game on a final drive, touchdown. Aaron Rodgers had like 3 or 4 touchdowns that game. Emerged into Buffalo in a game where it's like, okay, let's just like kind of keep things moving in the right direction. It was a no-show for this team, 30-10 loss at home. Start the season off 0-2 at home, not great. Then you go on the road, Tampa Bay, and the scoreline ended 29-27, but that game was over well beyond what the final score predicted. Will McDonald with the blocked field goal made it look better, but again, another chance for the defense to steal the deal. They don't. Miami game, very similar in week 4. A game that looked like they didn't show up. Fumbled the ball at the 1 yard line, Braylon Allen, and everything was basically downhill from there. Again, score looked a lot closer than what the end result, what the game showed. There was bad refereeing in that game, fine, but again, I feel like that one kind of goes on the coaching staff. 27-21 loss to the Dolphins. Dallas, another no-show, 37-22. Denver, I think, was probably a game that sticks with me from an Aaron Glenn standpoint. Of this one just came down to coaching. Sean Payton versus Aaron Glenn, obviously not an ideal head coaching matchup, but when you looked at this game as a whole, and I'll stop after this game if you want to give any recaps to yourself on it around these games, give any context. But this was a game I felt like if Aaron Glenn really had his hand on the trigger and his pulse on the team, you knew you weren't getting shit out of Justin Fields, and you knew, if there was a time to really kind of turn things around,
that was it.
At a point to try and get a win early in the season where fans wouldn't be pissed off you for winning games, this was probably the moment to do it. You knew you weren't getting yards out of Justin Fields, and then to kind of like, put a bigger exclamation point on it. The fact that they had an opportunity, 4th and 7, whatever it was at the end of the game, they go for it instead of kicking a field goal. And I think the field goal would have been long. What was 64-yard field goal at the time, or 63?
They decided to go for it.
He decided to go for it, and then when asked questions about it after the game, didn't even know how long the field goal was. He asked the reporters, what was it, like a 63, 67-yard field goal? It's like that looks really bad from a coaching standpoint. Like from a fan base, like you want your coach to seem like he's got the entire landscape of every single corner of the franchise under control. And when you don't even know the length of a game-winning field goal that you decided not to kick and go for it instead, it just seems like pretty bad. That's the first 6 games of the year. If you want to give any kind of context to any of those games,
I'll be honest with you. I mean, we've seen the writing on the wall after week 2. I mean, week 1, you said was an anomaly by Justin Fields and that team. They were humming on offense and all that, but come after that, I mean, they were just beat to the ground. It looked like they gave up after that game. The whole team just gave up. It was like the same old Jets, the same losing mentality. And we've seen it transpire into the 8th game. Finally, they catch their first win. You know what I'm saying? So, during that whole process, we trade away some key players, but that team still has that losing mentality. I really deep down think that we just got to get rid of everybody that Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh brought into this organization, because there's not one player on this team right now that there's no upside to none of them. I mean, look at Jermaine Johnson. Now, I'll give him a pass because of his Achilles. But what happened to Will McDonald? Garbage. I mean, these guys come on. I mean, that whole team, defensive line. I mean, we're going to need a whole defensive line, brand new. You need new edges. You need everything.
Yeah, I agree. The one caveat I would say to that is we were told all offseason that by Aaron Glenn, by Darren Muji, that it didn't matter who was playing football, that the coaching would just be better and the coaching would bring the best out of these players. He put a strong emphasis and I wouldn't say a big target on his back, but he made it a point to point out that, the problem with this team historically had been the coaching. Made it pretty clear that he maybe doesn't have the respect for Saleh from a head coaching standpoint, because he really went through it. He really went at it. He talked about Will McDonald not being a 3-down player, and the reason why is because the coaches didn't put him in a position to be able to do it. These were direct quotes from him in training camp. Things that he said. It just comes off as, and I mean, maybe you can kind of turn that off to, you didn't see him do it. Let's give him a shot to do it, and it's up to him to take that opportunity. It's on the players too. We got to be real, but a coach that comes in and flaps his gums the way he does sometimes, it really rubs people the wrong way. And when you're wrong, it makes you look like an idiot at some points. But we can keep going through the games. Carolina, Cincinnati. The Carolina game, again, was one that, again, probably another situation where pull the trigger on Fields and something changes. I think they did pull the trigger, and that was a game J.C. Horn had like 2 interceptions.
Yeah, it was.
Bengals get our first win of the year. That was exciting, but the problem with it is it came so late in the year.
Yeah,
Fans were already geared towards the draft after starting off 0-7. A lot of us knew the writing was on the wall with some of these players. We all believed that there was going to be some trades made heading into the bye after that. So, everyone was already basically checked out for the most part. Get that win against Cincinnati. Following week, get a win against Cleveland, buying special teams, 2 special teams touchdowns against Dylan Gabriel. And the following week, a competitive-ish game against the Patriots. The one thing I'll say is the defense contained the bleeding. It could have been a lot worse.
It could have.
New England didn't really have their foot on the gas in that game, so I'll give it that. Plus, it was a Thursday game, so offenses usually come out a little slower.
Yeah.
But, yeah, again, another game, 27-14, nothing going. Baltimore, 23-10. I don't really remember too much about that game. I don't really have much to say about it.
Dude, I just want to forget all about 2025 season. I was in a coma and I just woke up today.
We got to put it all behind us, go through these last 2 games. Atlanta, another exciting game, but again, fan base that literally had their eye on Mendoza at that point. I think that's around the time that a lot of people really started to kind of open their eyes to Mendoza. And then Miami, that destroying 34-10. And it all started from there. Miami 34-10, Jacksonville 48-20, New Orleans 29-6, New England 42-10, and then wrapping things up against Mitch Trubisky and the Bills 35-8.
And yet, not one interception all year.
And all that to be said, without one damn interception all year.
That is insane.
I saw something earlier, and that's an amazing stat. What would be a similar stat in other sports, like baseball, for example? What would be a similar, not having an interception all year? What would be the baseball? I saw a couple of
pitcher not able to strike out a batter all year.
That's
probably something similar. I mean,
I think that would be harder for a starting pitcher, maybe a reliever. Because the starting pitcher pitches 6 innings. You pitch to a bunch of bat. It's a tough one.
It is. No, it 100% is. I don't think that. I mean, I don't know.
New York Jets. Hey, Anthony, Dom, everyone. Hope all is well. Go Jets. Like, subscribe, support the channel. Appreciate that.
Thank you, bud.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. How you doing? How the Jets doing? What's going on with our New York Jets?
Tommy didn't believe me. I was on his show on Saturday. I told him the Bills are going to score 30 points on us. And he's nah, we're not scoring 30 points. Not with Trubisky. I was like, you wait and see. You haven't seen nothing yet, buddy. But that was just a disgrace.
I want to say something here for a second.
What do you want to say?
I understand that the Jets are tanking. They were tanking since after that Atlanta game. Am I right? Was it right after the Atlanta game?
Atlanta game started, yeah. Atlanta game was the trigger date.
I mean, there's ways to tank, but I don't believe they were tanking. I just believe they're that bad.
No, they were tanking.
The last game or two, I understand when they start pulling their starters out and all that. Everybody's on IR, blah, blah, blah. But, dude, they were playing with their starters.
They started – so I think Brady Cook started the Miami game, right? If I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the day that they started to tank.
So
you're not starting Brady Cook. I don't give it. Tyrod wasn't injured. You weren't starting Brady Cook thinking you had lightning in a bottle. No. They knew what this guy was. They watched him practice. I know Jet fans were clamoring for let Brady cook or whatever the fuck they wanted to say.
Also, we have to talk about. I mean, it was a lot more exciting than seeing Justin Fields or Tyrod Taylor out there. Something new.
This guy was an undrafted free agent. If you had the schmutz to him, you would have seen him a lot earlier. Justin Fields and Tyrod Taylor were not holding back an undrafted free agent that showed something in practice. If he showed something in practice and they were in a situation where Justin Fields was playing like shit, Tyrod Taylor couldn't stay healthy, there'd be no reason for him to not be playing.
No, I get it. Sure.
Him giving them the best chance to win was giving us the best chance to win in the future by potentially picking a quarterback.
Right.
But anyway,
and we still all this maybe for nothing.
We'll see. I don't know, man. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Tommy responding, bro, I really didn't think we would. You guys made Mitch look like Montana out there, man. And the fact that like there was like 2 interceptions I saw that like the Jets should have had. One like hit Quincy right in the hands, like right in the middle of the field, and then another one was off a deflection. I don't even know, like, and the funny thing is, like, we know this team in and out. Do you know like half the players that were playing on Sunday?
No, I know none.
Can you name half these guys?
I think there was 8 or 9 new players on defense.
Yeah,
I mean, I know Jermaine was out there a little bit. So was Will McDonald. I mean, I know Briggs. I know who the players.
We know the core players, but there was some players out there. It's like I wonder if they went and asked any Buffalo fans if you wanted to come in and play. Like it literally looked like that at points in time.
Buffalo put their second and third stringers in that game, dude.
Yeah, their second string is still like miles ahead of our
starters.
Our starters, let alone our practice squad players.
I'm telling you, this is definitely the worst team I've ever seen. I'm not even kidding.
I think, and I don't remember.
I think this is the 2-14 team would beat the shit out of us, bro.
So, but here's the thing I'll say about the Gase 2-14 team is they sucked, but they were still trying to win games. Like there was, like this was a legitimate tank. What we saw the last 5 games was a legitimate tank job. Like that, there's no ifs, ands, or buts.
After week 1 was a legitimate tank because
but the legit, like they were tanking from week 1 without even knowing they were tanking. After that Falcons game, they're like, all right, might as well finish the job. Because at that point they were picking like what 10th or something like that, 9th or 10th.
After the Atlanta, like, no, I think it went down to 7. It was low as 7.
So whatever. Still, that was not acceptable for what looked like it might be a 1 quarterback draft. They need to climb that board and they need to do it fast. They could not afford any more wins. Like even like this last game, like another win would have dropped us to like I would say 5 or 6.
Yeah,
I think it would have been 6. So literally could not afford another win. They had to tank the right way and get down to the bottom, the very, very bottom, and they did. Got to give them.
So that's what I give praise to Aaron Glenn for tanking right, but not quite right.
Jailbird for life. It's dominant.
Yeah, bud.
You got it, bud. Got the little emoji for me. Gotta give you a little like emoji. We gotta figure out something for you. But so let's go to our next segment here. So I talked about this before. So we'll do who deserves most of the blame. We'll do a little bit of a round robin. I'll let you decide if you want to go first at this one, first at the next one. This one's probably a little bit easier because it was just a miserable season. So we'll go 4 guys each. You want me to start? Each? Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to start with the head of the table, Woody Johnson.
Okay.
For hiring that bum, Aaron Glenn.
All right. I'll go with the next obvious answer, Aaron Glenn, for basically like just destroying the season, coming with his bravado and not having enough to show for it. Next.
I'll give Steve Wilkes, and he got fired for it. Mm-hmm. Garbage. Another garbage pail. I mean, that defense, I mean, I understand why they brought him in, had head coach experience, blah, 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 but the guy plays defense like crap. That guy should have been fired after week 5, week 6, and they were calling for his head right away.
All right.
You
know? I'll go with 2 different directions. But I'll start with Jamie and Sherwood. Signed a big contract, $45 million over 3 years, team captain. And he was basically a personification of regression, which is something you saw across this entire team. He's got to get better. I think there's a world where he possibly not even be on this team if they find someone to take that salary or at least send us something for him, I think this regime would be more than happy to let him go. Next.
I'm next. The whole secondary of the New York Jets. How about that?
Except I was gonna go position group.
I'm not gonna go there. Not the whole secondary. Let's go with the safeties. The free safety and strong safety. Horrible. The worst. Because you know what? Brandon Stevens, after the first couple of weeks, rebounded pretty nice, played okay. We got rid of Sauce. AZ Thomas stepped in, played decent role for a little bit, but overall, that secondary, meaning the safeties, horrible. I blame them too. I mean, we could go with the obvious.
Yeah, I'll revert back to mine. I was going to say the whole linebacking room too. I was trying to stick to a player at a time. Safeties, you could say Tony Adams is probably the clear cut one. But yeah, no, I agree with that. So I'll move over to the offense side of the ball, and I'll go with Justin Fields. Obviously, brought in another guy, big money contract, didn't live up to it, and not even to mention he didn't live up to it. His reactions after the games at some point showed. Not that he didn't care. Maybe just that he didn't understand the magnitude of what he was doing. Basically saying like, I gotta thank God every time I go out on the field and shit like that. When you're friggin' 0-7, doesn't make the fan base seem super super thrilled. But yeah, Justin Fields is my next one, and this is your last one coming up.
Oh man, so who else to blame for 2025? I mean, I don't want to. You know what? I could, if we stick with the offense.
You can stay on defense if you have another one on defense.
The receivers outside of, bro, who was our leading receiver all year? Garrett Wilson with 350 yards?
Yeah, 370 or something like that, yeah.
Receiver. But you know what? That all has to do with the quarterback, too. Quarterback can't get you the ball. You ain't catching the ball. So it's the way it is.
Yeah.
Juggernaut. It sucks. Whatever.
Are you sticking with receivers?
Yeah, I'll stick with receivers. All of them.
So all of them?
All of them. outside of Garrett, because Garrett, of course, got injured, and he probably would have had 1,000 yards this year again.
And I'll wrap things up with
Jaime.
Huh? No, I don't. Listen, I think a lot of people like I almost feel like Jet fans just want to find the reason of find the problem. Like, Jaime's just doing his job. He's the money guy. Like, he's just figuring out the way to optimize money. Like he's the business guy. He's not a football guy.
No,
he's not. Yeah, he went there in the meeting with Aaron Rodgers to figure out how much money they got to figure out to pay him and shit like that. He didn't go there to friggin' talk ball and figure out what players do we need to bring in. But sometimes I feel like Jet fans just want to cling on to one thing. And it's if we get rid of this freaking guy, everything will be better. You're not replacing the business guy with another business guy and thinking your football team is going to be better. It's not the way it works. Your general manager is supposed to be able to manage the budget from a football standpoint and make things work. And it's not like Woody's a cheap bastard because of it. He spends money. He just spends money in stupid ways.
He does. Yeah.
But yeah, my last guy I'm gonna put blame on. I know the offensive line was great, but I think John Simpson was just way too problematic from a penalty standpoint.
Yeah.
I like him backing up the quarterback at times. I like him doing, but sometimes shit like that bites you in the ass. There was that game against Pittsburgh where he took a 15-yard penalty at the end of the half when obviously the game ended in a 3-point score. Jets were humming on offense. He could have gone down the field and scored a touchdown or kicked a field goal at that point in time. It wasn't much time left, but you had a chance to get yourself in field goal range. But he did a lot of that way too much. I'm not trying to kick a guy when he's on his way out, but I think that's probably an area that Jets can upgrade in the offensive line to get this thing much better.
I don't know, man. Who knows? We'll got to play the Jets.
He might be back. There's definitely a door open for it, but he's definitely a player that I don't know. Maybe his attitude doesn't really fit with. And I guess it's a hard one because they need someone with balls too, but then you need smart balls, not just an idiot and get penalties for no reason.
The Jets need leader of men on that team, dude. Leader of men.
And you thought picking 8 guys that are to blame was hard. Try and find 8 guys worthy of some praise. So who deserves the most praise? I will start off with. I'll make things all right. I'll make things a little more difficult on this because we're going position groups. I'm going to go with tackles.
All right.
Both tackles. Fashanu looks like he's a stabilized left tackle. He looks like he'll be here for a while. Membu looks like a home run from a right tackle standpoint. There's any reason why you think this is the right time for the Jets to be picking a quarterback? Because the offensive line is going to give him some time to sit in the pocket and develop the right way, as opposed to Sam Darnold and Zach Wilson having poor offensive lines throughout their tenure. So I'll start with that. The offense tackles being the primary reason to look forward.
All right, that's a good one. I'm going to continue on the offensive line.
Got a Packer fan here saying, "Go Pack, go!"
Let's go. If it's not our green team, I have no problem being your green team. No problem. Green and yellow. Let's go.
Good luck in the playoffs. Got the Bears for week 1, I believe. So, yeah, knock the Bears out.
So I'm going to continue on the offensive line. We took a guy from center, transitioned him to be a right guard after AVT went down. And honestly, I mean, he's played every snap, and played at top level guard. So I'm going to go with Joe Tippmann.
Next for me,
it's a hard one.
Breece Hall, 1,000-yard season.
Okay.
Might be on his way out as well. We'll see what happens if they tag him or what they end up doing. But 1,000-yard season and what was basically like a season of destruction from a statistical standpoint for most players. He kind of had himself a solid year.
I mean, I like Breece Hall. And hopefully,
you gotta stay off Twitter. I'll tell you what, you gotta stay the fuck off Twitter.
Him and Jermaine Johnson, the same thing, man. Bro, that's one of the things. They got to put that shit down. All right, so you have Breece Hall. So I'm gonna go with our MVP. Got kicked out, booed out of the stadium. They didn't want no part of him. They actually cut him. They picked him up, put him back to the practice squad, brought him back. And the next thing you know, this guy's kicking returns, catching balls. And honestly, he was a bright spot of our offense and special teams.
Okay. Stick with special teams. Austin McNamara.
Oh,
bro, can you imagine if this guy wasn't punting the ball inside the 20-yard line every play, having more points we would have given up each game?
Oh my gosh,
this guy. I mean,
dude, they should lock him up. 10-year contract. Set it up. Don't lose him.
Baseball has like WAR, so it's like wins against replacement. This guy probably gave us like a net 4 points a game based on his punting. I mean, and that's not. I mean, I'm not even joking around about that. There's a number of times where he just backed them up, whatever, and I think in that Patriots game there was a couple of drives that he backed them up inside the 10-yard line. The one we were talking about, like that, it could have been worse. Backed up inside the 10-yard line, the Patriots drove down the field, and then just got stalled for field goals. Right. It's like maybe they just got gassed in long-ass drives because of it. And
yeah, I agree.
So, I mean, I'll give it to him. Should have been the Pro Bowl. I don't think he got in, but should have probably.
All right. Another one that deserved most praise. We'll stick with special teams, but I'm talking about the coaching of special teams. Fangio. 100.
Vandra?
Yeah. Vandra.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
All right. So you did 3. I did 3. This is my 4th. Who's my last one? We're going Phillips, Harrison Phillips.
Harrison, yeah.
I think he's probably the only one on defense you can logistically. There's probably another one on defense too you can give it to. But Phillips is, late training camp, came in, played solid. He's not great, just does his job. The Jets have more players just do their job. This probably wouldn't be as bad as it is.
Exactly.
And I tell you what, the biggest thing about him, I forget which media guy was talking about it, but I'd tell you what, after every single loss, if you watch the player interviews on Monday, he was one of them. Every single week, it felt like.
He's one of the leaders.
Stands up in front of the noise, and that's something that this team probably severely needs. People that just stand up to the music. You got guys like Jermaine Johnson not wanting to interview after the game, saying, "Nah, I don't want to talk about it." That's not the way you go about it. I don't think he's gonna get cut, but he's not gonna get an extension. He's gonna have to earn that shit.
Yeah, that's for sure.
All right, you got one more to give.
One more to the good of the Jets. I mean, you can go. You know what? I'll give it to him. You know what? He was highly criticized in the beginning of the year, but rebounded pretty nice. I'll say Brandon Stevens.
Stevens?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, I think he played pretty good at the end of the year. I mean, I'm not saying he's like the best corner in football, but you know what? He's definitely deserving of a CB2 for sure. You know, so we got him for another 2 years. That seems to be a good pick.
I think realistically, he's probably on the contract for next year, and then they probably look to improve the following year. He's not terrible. I mean, he played a lot better after those first 3 or 4 weeks, 3 weeks or whatever it was. Played better, but you still like to see a little bit more out of now your top corner.
Yeah,
because the Sauce trade, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. But a neat little exercise. So I guess the next topic here, are we in a cycle? Are the Jets in a cycle? And is there a way out of the cycle? The cycle that is, I view it as a 4-year cycle, maybe 5, where you're picking top 5 in the draft, top 3, we'll say. You acquire a quarterback. You have a new head coach, new GM hired, and by the time that 5-year window's up, probably all 3 are gone, and that's just been a constant. You got Sam Darnold with McCagnon and Bowles, although he was drafted at the end of McCagnon and Bowles. Then you had and Gay. I guess throw Gase in that mixture with those guys as well. Then your next cycle was Saleh, Douglas, and Wilson, and I guess throw Aaron Rodgers in that mix as well. All gone. And here we are. Muji, Glenn, to be determined. Is this the last time we're going through this cycle for a long time? And you can caveat either way too. Like, you know, obviously we hope the quarterback is right. But what's the? I mean,
are we this? It looks like it's going to be. I mean, it started off. You know, I mean, listen. What was it? Saleh's first year. What did he win? 3 games or 4 games? It was 4. I think
it was 4. I can look it up.
So he's already doing better than Aaron Glenn did. Okay, that was the year we also drafted Zach Wilson when he came in. That was his first year. All right, so the only difference is now Aaron Glenn's going to his second year. Okay, with I mean, he's going to have 4 picks in the top 44. Is that what it is? 42.
Yeah.
Okay, 4 picks in the top 44, which is very similar. Wasn't that similar to our first draft with Saleh and Douglas? I know Douglas didn't get credit for the first one, but his second draft when we drafted Garrett Wilson, we had 4 picks in the top 40, didn't we? I think it was 4 in the top 40.
I forget. I know we ended up picking like. I think that's right because we had Sauce, Garrett,
rounders, and then
I think we had like 2 really close in the mid-30s. I think they were both in the top 40.
Right. So here we are. We're in a situation now. We thought we had our quarterback at that time, and we're picking all these players. So now we're going into this draft, right, with 4 picks in the top 42 or 45, whatever it may be, and we need to strike on the quarterback. I mean, for people that are saying, you know, if that quarterback. I hope he comes out. That's number one. But
4 and 13.
4 and 13. Yeah. So So we went 3-14. You know, so it's already the same old Jets cycle. I mean, you're gonna have to say, yeah. I mean, we're heading to the same old shit. I mean, another defensive-minded coach, you know, rookie coach. He looks like he's clueless. At least there was some fight with Salah. I mean, there's no fight to this team. You got what I'm saying? I mean, do you see a difference between coaching styles?
Difference in coaching styles?
Yeah, look at them. Like at least, bro, he had him humming at times. Bro, we were 7-4 that second year. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they were humming. They just had bad beats, man. I mean, our quarterback goes down and boom, everything starts to go to shit.
Yeah. I think the one difference, though, I would say with Salah versus Glenn is Salah's first year. So think of Salah's first year as year one, and think of Glenn's first year as like year zero. Because Salah, his first year, that was the first year we had 2 first-round picks.
Yeah.
So Glenn is now in that phase of like, okay, this first year we had a decent pick. We had to clean up our books. The books were disgusting. Very low cap space. They really couldn't improve the team too much. This next year was basically Salah's first year where like they had some money to burn. They bring in some players, brought in the wrong players. Gave some money to Carl Lawson. Gave some money to Corey Davis. Obviously, both those guys, injuries and other factors, didn't keep them around for too long. And then with this team, I think this next year is really going to be the one you could say like how close is he to Salah from a year one standpoint. This was a give up season, and that's kind of scary from a standpoint of a big reason why I was down on Salah heading into his last year with the team is because I felt like after Aaron Rodgers, the whole team gave up, including the coaching staff and the front office.
And we've seen it. We've seen it. That's what happened.
Maybe this is a little different because I don't know if they gave up. They just realized that there's more that needs to be fixed. And the most important thing of all is quarterback. And I think maybe that's something that this team historically has ignored. Not that they've ignored it. They've obviously drafted Darnold, they drafted Zach Wilson, they drafted Mark Sanchez, Chad Pennington, so on and so forth. It's not that they've ignored it, but I think that they've not put themselves in the best opportunities to make sure that they get the right guy. And the only avenue they had to make sure that they get the right guy is by finishing the tank. Hoping to get Mendoza maybe was the internal hope. Dante Moore is not, a bad consolation prize if he declares. Jets put themselves in a situation in what could be a 2 quarterbacks class to get one of those 2 quarterbacks. If Raiders are picking one and there's only 1 quarterback there, then guess what? You got to build the team a different way.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Well, to be determined. I think based on what we've seen, it's more likely he's not here long term than he is here long term. The jury's out on Muji. We see teams constantly. We saw the Giants just do it. Fire Daboll, stick with Joe Shane. And now Joe Shane's able to pick his head coach. Joe Shane bought himself another year or 2 based on his Jackson Dart pick, Cam Scatterboo. There was a couple of nice picks in that draft.
It was. So
bought him a couple of years. Muji could potentially put himself in a similar situation with if he picks the right quarterback, Dante Moore is that guy, or gets creative in some way in the middle of the rounds to bring someone in here with some upside.
I mean, the whole thing with Muji, like you talk about Muji and all that, and honestly, I'm not mad of what he's done. I mean, listen, obviously they brought in Justin Fields, whatever, it didn't work out. You got to keep on you got to keep on hitting that pinata until you get it. You know what I'm saying? So they tried that. They had Tyrod on the bench, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, as far as like acquisitions he's made after the season and what he was able to create by trading some key core players, I mean, he basically fleeced both teams, I think.
I hate that, honestly.
Like, I think he fleeced the Colts?
Huh? You got a lot for him, but listen.
All right, hold on.
The whole fleece thing, I don't care about the fleece thing anymore. At
No,
the end of the day,
like for instance, for you to
didn't we fleece the Seahawks?
Yeah, but look, I get it. Yeah, but you hit on the quarter. You get the quarterback, which was, you know what? Shame on us for letting Darnold go. That's all I got to say.
No, but I'm saying, didn't we fleece the Seahawks?
Yes.
And look at all these years later, aren't the Seahawks like
I don't know which
one seed in the NFC?
Why shouldn't it be a quicker turnaround for someone like us?
Shouldn't it be?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I mean, here we are. We're going to have 5 first-round picks and 3 second-round picks in the next 2 years draft. I mean, it shouldn't take 4 years to get where we need to get now.
Yeah,
you know
I get you.
I'm thinking within 2 years, here we are. Not saying we're going to win the Super Bowl in 2 years, but it'll take 2 years.
Yeah. You got to pick the right people. You got to have the right people in charge. You can fleece all you want, but if you're picking the wrong people, none of it fucking matters, man. Maybe. But anyway, I mean that's the moral of this whole same old Jets cycle is like, and you just nailed it on the head too. Like we were talking about fleecing another team years ago in the Seahawks, and they're up and we're down.
Yeah,
they have the best.
Nothing to them. They're going to have the player anymore.
They have the best record in the NFL, or the second best?
Yeah, the
14-3. I think that
number one record in the NFL.
Number one record in the NFL.
Yeah, because I think
we're picking number 2 in the NFL draft.
Yeah.
Which funny thing about that, the first year we had one of their first round picks, we were picking number 2 in the draft. So you go full cycle on this one. You just kind of made my point.
Oh,
we went full circle.
Yeah, we did.
The Seahawks are on top, which they were at that point in time too. When they made that trade, I think they won the division that year. Or
they went all in on that, and then Jamal Adams got hurt that year, like deep in the year.
The second year, he got hurt.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, he played the first year. Right. So with all that, what do you think needs to change?
Oh, well, of course, the obvious. We need a fucking quarterback. And that's it. That needs to change. 100%. We need not just 1, but 3. I want a quarterback room that has 3 quarterbacks.
Yeah, we need.
I don't want none of them named. I don't want none of them named Justin Fields, Tyrod Taylor, nor Brady Cook. None. Mm-hmm. Those 3 are gone. I want 3 fresh faces in. I want a veteran that's played in the league. And I want 2 rookies. And I want them to battle. No one's got the job. You got to earn the job. That's number 1. That's what needs to change. Okay. Second thing that needs to change. We need to bring in an offensive mind. And you know what? If I were Aaron Glenn, right, and Muji, get on the phone with friggin' Daboll, get rid of Ekstrand, and make him your offensive coordinator. That's number 2 you do. You need offensive-minded people. Now,
they're talking Daboll to the Raiders is a big. They're talking Flores and Daboll is I think the big connection
combo?
Right there, huh?
Combo. Who's going to be the head coach there?
Flores.
Oh, Flores. Oh,
I mean it's early, but Flores has connections to Brady, obviously.
Yeah.
Being a Patriots guy, former Patriots player. Daboll. I forget. I think one of Daboll's stops was in New England as a quarterbacks coach. I don't know if that. I don't know the whole thing around that. How long you worked with Brady for? If that has anything to do with it. But I know Daboll's worked with Nick Saban, so Nick Saban obviously has a Belichick tie, and that all kind of coincides. But that's at least what I've been seeing a little bit of. Again, we're early in the cycle. It could end up being someone completely different. I'm checking to confirm. I'm pretty sure he was a quarterback coach with New England for a couple of years. He was a defensive assistant with the Patriots. Moved over to wide receivers coach in 2002. And he was there until 2006. He came over to the Jets as a quarterback. He was the quarterback coach with the Jets in 2006.
Hear me out for a second. Tanner, our offensive coordinator.
Yeah, he needs another guy in the room with him.
Right. Okay. So let me ask you a question. Okay. He hasn't proved anything. I understand he has no quarterbacks, blah, 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 but the kid's still young. He's never offensive coordinated in his life. Okay. We just gave him that job. Okay?
You can also argue Fields had one of his worst seasons under him too.
Yeah.
That's part
there
of it
are
too.
a lot of things you can point, and I'm so tired of hearing people, oh, look how this guy was wide open. Yeah, after the play broke down, yeah, everybody gave up. The guy's wide open. I see it all the time. But I do see what they're talking about in the all 22 films. All right. I see some positive. Okay. And here we are in a situation. We're getting ready to draft a quarterback, hopefully at number 2, because someone will come out. And we don't have the right coaches to coach this kid up. And he needs to be coached up. He needs 100% to be coached up. This is going to be another problem. Okay. It's going to be another Zach Wilson issue. It's going to be another whoever you want to put in that same boat issue.
So the one that I'll say about Zach Wilson, though, like coming out, he had a processing problem. Like that was,
Sam Darnold issue. Same thing.
I wouldn't say that because Sam Darnold came out and he was lighting things up. Let's not pretend like
he just didn't have a team around him. That's what it was. You're right.
He didn't have a team around him. 1, 2, they brought in Gase, and I think that was basically like the writing on the wall. Gase didn't get the most out of him. He was basically running the show by himself. There's not enough. He was way too young to be able to carry a team by himself. And it just put him in a situation with poor coaching to have to do it on his own. Zach Wilson, again, I'll repeat on him. Like I never understood the national praise for this guy. He played a very weak schedule his last season in college. He had a fantastic game against the worst defense in college in UCF in a bowl game. And after that game, he started going on everyone's map. But he had processing issues. He held onto the ball way too long. This was an issue he had in college. The only problem was he didn't have any competition that was applying pressure. When pressure got to him against, like, what was that? There was one game I watched of him against Carolina or something like that. East Carolina, whatever it was. I forgot the team he played against. That there was pressure coming, and he struggled. And you're going to get that in the NFL.
Every play you're going to get that.
That's kind of my concern with Ty Simpson. When everyone's kind of praising him that he's the number one guy in this draft, behind Dante Moore if Dante Moore comes out. Like I was high on Mendoza before many people, because I think a lot of people just kind of saw his tape in Cal and saw that he struggled on a team that wasn't that good. But when you really look at the details of that, he didn't really struggle. He kind of carried that team for many, many years, winning games that they probably shouldn't have behind him. And when he finally put a team around him, what is he? Heisman, number 1 overall. Like, now people aren't even considering Dante Moore as an option for number 1 if he even comes out.
Raiders will be completely foolish if they didn't take him. And
they didn't take Mendoza?
100%.
I wouldn't say completely foolish. Like, Mendoza's a little bit older.
A little bit. 2 years? What is it, 23?
23 versus 20.
I mean,
3 years old. I'm not saying he's like 30 years old, but he's a little bit older. I mean, you say that, but second contract, Mendoza's 28, Dante Moore's still 24.
No, I get it.
So, you know what I mean? Like,
the one thing I did see the difference so far, thanks to YouTube, by the way. I've been checking a lot about this, because now, most likely if Dante does come out, most likely will fall to us at number 2. So I've been watching both players, and there's some pluses and some minuses I see in Dante Moore. Like the difference between Fernando and Dante right now is the decision making. Like, the guy looks 1, 2, 3, knows where to throw the ball. Where Dante, he actually has to take an extra second. You got what I'm saying? Like, he's not as quick. He's got a quick release. Like, he'll throw that ball nice. He's got the arm strength and all that. Don't get me wrong. But the processing is way easier. It looks like it's way easier for Mendoza than Dante Moore. But that also has to do with the kid only played less than 20 games in his collegiate career, where Mendoza's got 40, 35, 40. I mean, that has a lot to do with it.
I had to watch a lot more of Dante Moore personally. I watched a couple of his games, and I came off impressed. I mean, the biggest one I saw was, obviously his last game against Texas Tech was probably one that a lot of people have mixed feelings about.
he overly play bad? No. He played not to lose.
But don't forget, he was also going against top 5 defense in college.
Right. I mean, I have no problem with that.
He threw one interception, completed 79% of his pass, 78% of his pass, whatever it is. And
I'll take that on the Jets any day.
Yards.
On the Jets any day.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? And they got
I don't know what like. I think too many people were, and I forget if he played before or after Mendoza. I think it was before. I forget exactly, but I don't know. People were just like hoping, like, to see this guy go out there and throw like 5 touchdowns against an elite defense. Like, that would have been fantastic.
You know, that would have been this week neither. I mean, Indiana's defense is just as good.
It's gonna be tough. But you're just hoping that these two guys go at it, you know, pound for pound, and put on a friggin' show. And you hope for Jet fans, you hope Dante Moore gets out of this with a win.
You know what Jet fans need to start doing?
What?
Start rooting for Dante and like get blasting everything in the world. We want Dante. We want Dante. Make this kid know that New York fans want him.
I mean, like, so we're in like a weird situation now. Like, we're rooting for Dante, so he's available in the draft, and then like, if he goes all the way, does that kind of like hit the Raiders in a point where it's like, do we want the guy that won the national championship, or do we want the guy that?
It's a good problem to have if we're sitting 1-2. That's all I care about. What would have sucked most is that the Giants would have lost that game. Okay, and Raiders found a way to win that game. The Raiders would have sitting at 2, and Giants would be sitting at number 1. And guess what? You're gonna have to throw 3 first-rounders to get them. So you know what? I think we're sitting.
And people are saying too, like, oh, you could just sit there and wait for the Raiders to pick, but then let's say like the Giants like do that thing where they say, okay, Raiders, send us a second-round pick, you move up to 1, we'll move to 2. But then guess what the Giants are doing it too.
Yeah, they're going to hold you.
They're looking for an even deeper trade back. They're probably looking at
a prime position to friggin' gear up big time.
I think it worked out for the Jets. And listen,
it did.
The one thing that has to happen is Dante has to come out. If Dante Moore comes out, you're looking at 2 quarterbacks that have potential. I prefer Mendoza with the starts in college. Dante Moore, it'd be nice if he had 25, 30 starts. Yeah, it'd be fantastic. But we've seen a lot out of him. He's 100% worthy of the pick at number 2. Listen, there were plenty of mock drafts before any of this happened that Dante Moore going number 1 overall.
Yeah, I get it.
Listen, we can't all backtrack now and say, oh, this guy's going to suck. This guy's going to blow. This isn't like Zach Wilson, okay? This isn't a guy that none of us even heard of, all of a sudden hopping all the way up into the 2nd overall pick. This is a guy we've been talking about all year. This is similar to the Justin Fields year, where all year I was talking about Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence. All year it was like that. And all of a sudden things shook out in a different way. Like that would be like Dante Moore coming out and the Jets picking fucking Garrett Nussmeier. Like that would be that's like the equivalent I would give you at this point if all this worked out the way that like if we were truly in the same old Jet cycle, that would be exactly what the fuck would happen. All year I've been talking Mendoza. All that year I was talking Trevor Lawrence. But it's fine. If we're picking number 2, we get Dante Moore. It's fine. If we're picking number 2, we get Justin Fields. Nope.
Here's another thing I have to say about what needs to change and all that. But we're going to keep it the same exact pattern here about the quarterback that needs to come out, which is Dante Moore. And I hear people saying, "Oh, he's going to go back to school," which you know what he can. But what is he doing by doing that? He's guaranteed a top 2 pick in the draft. He's giving away.
I think the only reason he wants to go back.
What? I said he's giving up $50 million guaranteed with an option of a 5th year, which is probably another $30-40 million. You're talking about $80 to $90 million he's leaving on the table for a fucking 7-year, $7 million deal. And ask Alar how he feels about that right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think Dante Moore is still a top 10 pick next year. And I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Maybe. Bro, there's 5 quarterbacks coming out next year.
I still think he's number 2, like out of all those guys. I don't.
I mean, you got Arch coming out. You have the kid from Ohio State, Sayan, is coming out.
So listen, let's be real. Like again, another quarterback you haven't seen a lot of. Julian Sayin did not look good in that college football playoff game. And yeah, granted, Miami has a strong defense, but he didn't look good in that game. And you know what? Teams, we've seen it all the time. Like going into this year, there was supposed to be 5 quarterbacks going in this first round too. Yeah. Cade Klubnik, Garrett Nussmeier, Lenora Sellers, Arch Manning was on that list too. Like there was a number of quarterbacks we were talking about being here in this draft. Like the fact that we're talking about one quarterback draft a year later, it just goes to show you don't know what you're going to get every year. That's why I have the biggest problem with Jeff Van saying, "Oh, I don't want to deal with Dante Moore. Let's just wait until 2020." Get the frig out of here.
Oh, he's out. You got to get him.
If he's out, you got to. Yeah.
If he's out, even a
there's people talking about trading out. Like they're not trading out. They didn't do all this to trade out. That's not why they did this. They did this to get a quarterback, and not to mention Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji don't have the ability to trade out. They've got to figure this out. The only thing that's going to buy them any more time is if they pick a quarterback this year and he looks solid, they can win 4 games. But if the quarterback looks like he's developed, it depends how. But you can win 4 games, and if the quarterback looks like he's moving in the right direction, you can sit there and say, okay, maybe they know what the hell they're doing. The defense still sucks. Give another offseason to fix the defense. So offense looks like it's moving in the right direction. Here we go. But they cannot trade back and win 4 games. And
that's
with with Marcus Mariota playing quarterback.
Well, that's the issue. And you know what? Honestly, we have to kind of we have to adjust ourselves to that possibility. That's the other thing.
Of what?
If he does not come out.
I think he's coming out. I think anything's possible. But I think with Drew Aller, there was a lot of questions. There was people who believed he could be a top 10 pick. There were people who believed he can go in the second round. And for him to go back another year was to solidify himself as a first-round pick. Didn't work out. He bottomed out.
He didn't bottom out.
Chances are a team, especially the Jets in that situation, probably would have gotten aggressive. And good thing he didn't come out because now we don't have to worry about that.
Now we can get him in the second round or third round if we want him.
I don't think they want him. But and the injury doesn't help too. I mean, he tears ACL, whatever it was.
Yeah, but dude, he had one, like, it wasn't, that team stunk anyway. I mean, that was a horrible offensive team, Penn State. I mean, how do you look good one year and look like crap another year?
I'm good with Drew Aller. I'm not doing it.
No, I know, I hate you, but if we
listen, that's like the Bryce Petty world again. That's the fucking
Nick Foles,
Kellen Clemens, Christian Hackenberg.
What was the other guy's name with the F? Glenn Foley. That's it. Glenn Foley. Oh, that's going way back. Glenn
doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah,
it does not ring a bell.
We're talking about years ago.
That's a different world that I just don't want to. I just want to be out of that world.
Yeah,
I just want to be done with that world, man. I just want them to freaking get the right guy and just let's roll for the next 10 years with someone that can throw the football and not look like a complete idiot.
Fuck.
Alrighty. But yeah, I mean, I think you were touching on it, as far as what needs to change. The most important thing is infrastructure around this quarterback. If he's not going to start the year, fine. Here's the thing: he's going to be starting by week 5, no matter what. I think that's the biggest thing you got to understand.
I would give him 8 weeks on the bench.
I'd love to give him 8 weeks too, but the thing is, and we talked about it so many times, who is stopping him from playing on the field?
What do you mean? Listen, I told you they need to make. Listen, I'm all on board of bringing in a Kyler Murray. I don't care what it costs, and let him sit and play behind Kyle, because you know what, Kyle's going to win. He's not a bum. He can play quarterback. Am I right? Do you think he's a top 15 in the league, Kyle Murray, playing healthy behind
top
that?
15?
Can he be a top 15 guy? I'm not saying he's a top 10, 5. But can he be at that 15, between 14
I don't know.
and
16? If we did the exercise, we'd probably name 15 quarterbacks better than Kyler Murray. But listen, would it hurt to bring in someone like Kyler Murray who's been through it? I assume you have to guarantee him more than 1 year, though. That's the thing, too.
Contract, dude. I don't give a shit. It's not our money. It's Woody's money.
No, I get that. But you know, if Dante Moore comes out, is he going to want to come here, knowing that he's going to be basically like, you know, I think someone's going to give him a chance. That's the thing. I think like
no matter what, someone's going to give him a chance, but the right way of doing it, just like how we did it in the past. Our last quarterback.
But it's not only about giving him a chance. It's about giving like. Let me give you another team, for example. Let's say the Dolphins want Kyler Murray.
All right.
He's probably going there because he knows he's going to start for multiple years.
Starting for number one. I'll bring Tua in then. I don't give a shit. I'll bring Tua in. Bro, what's wrong with bringing Tua in?
But you can probably play the quarterback carousel can continue to go on and on. Like those guys, like the Tua, the Kyler Murray, the guys that
job anywhere else.
They believe they can start somewhere, and they don't believe that they need a quarterback behind them to push them to the curb. The guys you're
a Flacco.
I mean, you want to do that cycle again? He was the guy with Zach Wilson. I mean, I wouldn't mind Flacco, but the problem is Flacco's not Flacco again. He's another guy. He's not keeping Dante Moore on the bench for 8 weeks if Dante Moore's here.
Yeah, who's it? Well, maybe a Mario. No one else will anyway.
That's what I'm telling you. That's the hard part. Your hope is that he looks like he needs a little bit of work. This coaching staff lets him get that little bit of work, and he's starting by week 4, week 5. Yeah, if the Jets can get Kyler Murray after he's been cut to agree to come here and work with us for a little bit, sure, whatever. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take him on a 2-year contract, but is he going to want to do that? And it's not like he's coming to Kyle Shanahan to like, you know, build up his like mechanics again. He's coming to an organization that just failed Justin Fields.
What about that kid out of Green Bay, Malik Willis? 2-year deal. Give him like the same money you gave Justin Fields. Earn it. He's showcasing for the rest of the league.
Another situation though, like he probably wants to start. He's been a backup for way too long. He probably wants to start.
You're paying him money, number one. Number two, you're showcasing him. If he does good his first 7-8 weeks, you could trade him at that point. And then boom.
It would have to be an off-season trade, to be honest with you, because I don't think he's going to want to move mid-season.
Yeah, true.
You know, especially quarterback is difficult.
I mean, the way Burrow is, he's fucking fragile as fuck. He might get a trade by week 6, week 7. There you go. Boom.
I don't know. But I'm with you. I think that is the best strategy. It's just, you know, it's easier when you have the guy in the building. Like
100%.
When the Chiefs get it,
Fields in the building,
he's not keeping.
That to be calling for his head week 1 after the first friggin' incomplete pass.
He's a work to keep himself on the bench than
oh god.
So that's the problem. Like if Justin Fields worked out, like if he played solid this year and for whatever reason we were still picking number 2,
it would be a pretty good bridge.
Yeah, like you can live with that. You can work with it, and then get Dante ready. But the most realistic options right now are going to be like the Mariotas of the world. But again, those guys are probably only going to keep him on the sideline for 3 or 4 games at the very most.
Maybe a Mitch Trubisky.
And I think it depends on scheduling too. Like I remember last year, like the Patriots had Brissett and start off poorly, but their season started really rough. Like they had a tough start to the season, I remember. And they kind of want no part of putting Drake May out there with like some tough competition.
Would you trade a second rounder for Mac Jones?
No.
No? He'd be a pretty good bridge quarterback. Showcase your talent. Let's go. That'd be a perfect situation, to be honest with you, Anthony.
Second rounder?
I mean, I don't think you're going to be able to pry him away from the 49ers for a third rounder.
I do a second rounder with a third round kickback or some shit. Like
something like that, like a pick swap, maybe.
Something like that I can get away with.
Yeah, I mean, because I think he would be the perfect situation.
What is that worth? Hold on. Second rounder with a third round kickback. So our second rounder, let's say, is 44, let's say. Or let's say it's even – no, 44.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. 44 for San Francisco's third rounder is
It's up there.
90. I'm just seeing if they have another one. No, just the one. So 44 to 90 is
45.
140
46.
minus 460, 220 points,
Like a second
which
round
is the equivalent of
second rounder.
a third round pick.
Oh, third rounder.
So it'd be like Kansas City having the 72nd pick or something, or like us giving Kansas City the 72nd pick.
I'm just saying that something like that could make a lot of sense. It's a 1-year rental, and boom.
I do something like that.
Yeah.
I do something like that. I mean, you gotta get creative with these picks. I mean, they have a lot of them. I forget, like they have like
12 this year with the comp picks and all that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then the comp picks have to get added to this whole equation.
Yeah, it's a total of 12 picks.
Yeah, it doesn't get the comp picks yet.
I mean, definitely the coaching infrastructure needs to change. 100% agree on that.
What happened?
Definitely what needs to change is the coaching stuff. I mean, everything, just the offensive friggin' play calling. I mean,
yeah.
We're bringing in a new.
This was more of a conversation item. This was more of a conversation item. Wasn't supposed to be one thing. It's a lot. Obviously, we win 3 games. A lot of shit has to change.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, the coaching has to be better for sure.
And another thing I want to bring up real quick before the Jets go off. I mean, I know what they're going to do, but like, you know what? So you have your head coach in Aaron Glenn that was brought here to be our head coach. Okay. Why doesn't he just call the defensive plays?
He wants to be a CEO.
Well, you know what? He's doing a poor job as a CEO.
That's the answer to it.
Well, it's garbage.
I'm just telling you the answer to it.
I know,
that's
but
the
you
answer.
think that's garbage? Defensive, bro. We have a defensive-minded coach that has one of the worst defenses in the league. I just don't get that.
Yeah,
and it's not like we didn't have players.
Question for you: Did you watch the press conference today?
Yeah, I did.
We didn't even talk about that.
Well, there's nothing to talk about.
You want to give your opinions on that? Since
everybody's like tight-lipped. They were asking him questions, and you know how.
Well, no, I know they're not going to say shit, but
no. But Aaron Glenn was very. He wasn't fighting back with them, and he's blaming a lot of it on himself. They were talking about his defensive coaching staff, what's going to happen. He says it's going to be a long, lengthy process. We're not discussing anything, blah, blah, blah. Then they were talking about the quarterback changing. It was just a blah, blah, blah press conference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, I think, like, did you leave that press conference feeling like
nope,
optimistic?
Nope.
I thought detrimental.
I was hoping after the press conference that they'd fire him. And it sucks. I really like Aaron Glenn. And just as a head coach, he has proved nothing. Zero. Nothing. Absolutely
we'll see.
Zero.
I mean, here's the thing. We can rip him. Hope he got fired all season long. Now that he's there, there's no sense in bitching and moaning about it anymore. Really. It's like there's some out there that are just bitching and moaning about it. And listen, I'm just kind of tired of it. Like, just move the fuck on. He's not getting fired.
You're right. And let me ask you a question here.
Mm-hmm.
Woody Johnson, for instance. Okay.
Yeah.
The guy's a billionaire. Am I right?
Yeah.
He's got money. He makes money off the team. No big deal. Okay.
Yeah,
we got just major news today about Harbaugh getting fired.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This could have been the same exact thing as Mayo last year. Okay. A little different here. Harbaugh does not want to come to the Jets. But you know what? Money talks. All right. I would have picked up that phone.
They all have money, though.
That's on the side. I get it.
This is like Steve Cohen, like, where he's like that much richer than everybody else. They're all billionaires. Like,
yeah, but not everybody's changing their coach. The Jets are in a situation. You want to make a culture move, bro? That's how you do it. You call up Harbaugh and give him the keys. It's yours. You run this team. I won't touch you for 5 years. I'll stay out of your business. Run the team. You got 5 first-rounders. You got 3 second-rounders in the next 2 years. You want to bring Lamar, you bring Lamar. You want to go out for a new quarterback, go get a new quarterback. I don't care what you do. I guarantee you within 2 years we're going to the playoffs and maybe going deep in the playoffs too.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue that, but
that's what I'm saying. But that's the shit you have to do, because look at Sean Payton. That was another chance we had. We dropped the ball on that one.
I'm not arguing with it, but the fact of the matter is, like,
hey, we did
unless something changes between now and the next few weeks or next few days.
Really? Parcells, Anthony. When we had Parcells, that's exactly what happened. And when Parcells came into that building, you know, when Parcells came into our building, that whole losing mentality all disappeared, dude. And the Jets were not talked about bad anymore. Here we go.
Bring Lamar, we go straight to the playoffs.
He's right. I mean, if you bring in Lamar, you will go straight to the playoffs. I mean, that guy is a top 5 quarterback right there. I mean, it's going to take 3 first-rounders to get him. I'm
not going to show Lamar here, but I get it. We're Jet fans. We want little things before we can get big things. But does Lamar give you that ultimate goal of winning a Super Bowl?
I mean, he hasn't won one yet. No.
He struggled in the playoffs like every year. Had a couple instances with critical games that, like, I know kicker missed a field goal. It is what it is. But he was also very flat for most of that game. He's a guy, his biggest weapon is his legs, and he's getting older. I'm not saying I wouldn't entertain a Lamar trade, but what's a trade like that going to cost? The 3 first-round picks?
No, but I'm just saying. I'm not saying.
We want to draft a quarterback. If you stick around, we're about to do a mock draft here in the next couple moments.
Dude, you know what's funny about this mock draft? I want to do 2 different ones, and we're only going to do the first 2 rounds. Am I right?
That's all we got. Yeah.
Okay, let's just do 2 rounds. Okay.
Want to kick it off?
Huh?
Want to kick it off?
We could kick it off, but I want to do 2 different types. I want to do one as if Dante Moore was coming out, and one as if he's not coming out.
So I'd have to use a different app because I think it only allows me, since I don't have a paid subscription, to do it once.
Okay.
So
we'll just do it regular then. We'll just do one, and we'll do that next week, the other one.
Okay. So for anybody who doesn't know, here are the Jets picks in the first round.
We got
pick in second.
16.
And where the heck's the other pick?
16.
Did it cut off?
After Tampa.
Stupid app. Oh, wait. Let me get rid of this thing. I think that'll clear it. There we go. A little ticker at the bottom was cutting me off. There you go. I knew we had another pick in the first round. I thought the NFL stole it from us. But no, it's just my ticker blocking it off.
Start off with the next one. You know how sweet that 16 is going to be next year from the Colts?
We'll see.
It's going to be a top 5 pick, my friend.
So let's get this thing kicked off. Let me get this thing rolling. Drum roll. There we go. All righty. Get out of here. All right. So we're picking for the Jets. Doing 3 rounds, but they only have two rounds.
That's all I want anyway.
That's all we got.
Third rounder anyway.
That's all we got.
Yeah.
All righty. Raiders are on the clock.
They're taking Fernando Mendoza. So select that right off.
They're picking Fernando. So what do you want to do? You want to do it with Dante Moore or without Dante Moore?
No, with Dante. Let's do it with Dante Moore.
Okay. So let's see how this draft goes. Fernando Mendoza.
Okay. We know what we need to do here. There's nothing even to think about.
Now, hold on.
Down, no nothing.
Now, hold on.
What?
There's a running back on the board.
I don't want him. I'd rather have the 3 running backs who were running for me last week than have a running back here.
Oh, good. All right. So, yeah, obviously, Dante Moore.
Done. This pick is going to be interesting now.
All right. Yeah, so let's just look at the board let's have some fun looking. Arvell Reese, I think that's obvious. Like that would be a good move. Caleb Downs, Tennessee. Giants going with Jeremiah Love.
No.
I don't hate it.
They got Scatterboo. They don't need.
I guess that's my issue with it. Right. I feel like the Giants could definitely use receiver help.
That could have been Carnell Tate. He's on the board right now for us.
I know. I'm not there yet. Ruben Bain, Sonny Styles climbed up that draft board. I think when we did this last time, we got him in the second round. But here he is, 7th overall. I hope that he has like a. Remember when we were talking about Nakobe Dean, like that 1 year, top 5 pick. I hope for whatever reason this guy is like tumbles to like the second round.
I'll take him with our 10th pick, our 16th pick if he's there. But he's not.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind taking him at 16. I just feel like the Jets like could use other. David Bailey to the Saints, Jordan Tyson to the Chiefs.
Wow, that'll be next Tyreek Hill there, bro.
Yeah. Peter Woods to the Bengals. Bengals need some defense. It's actually working out pretty well as far as like team needs. Mekhi Lemon to the Dolphins.
Just that one that you could probably switch out Tate for Scatterboo there. I mean for what's his name, Love. Yeah,
we don't want that though. We like the way the board fell.
Okay,
Keldrick Falk to the Cowboys. Mansour Delane to the Rams. Jermon McCoy to the Baltimore Ravens, and Avion Terrell to the Bucks.
Well, that's the corner out of Tennessee, right?
Corner, yeah.
Clemson. Yeah, he's the one I was hurt last. Oh, Clemson. I'm thinking about
Tennessee's McCoy. So you got to run on corners here.
All right.
Got to run on corners. Everyone knows we lost Sauce. We need a corner. But little do they know, we didn't want a corner.
No. I mean, go to receivers. I want to see who's on the board.
We want a defensive lineman.
I mean, defensive lineman wouldn't be bad.
It wouldn't be bad.
But let me tell you something right now. Go to receivers real quick. Who's on the board?
Here's all the receivers.
No, you would have to. I mean, if he fell there, you take.
I would see. The Mekhi Lemon conversation has gotten a lot more interesting over the. I think when we first started talking about this,
he's not even on the board.
Yeah, he's gone. He went to Miami at 11.
Yeah. So we taking Carnell Tate right now, dude. That's 100%.
No-brainer. Yeah. It's no brainer.
But you're right about them. You're right about Lemon. He's the one from USC, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You get a guy like Lemon in USC. I mean, think about it. You're going to have Dante Moore, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Tate or Lemon, right? And then Adonai Mitchell. Dude, it's like awesome. Your offense just turned to something that's going to be special. You got what I'm saying? Could be special. All right. So let's see what we got here now. I'm not done.
Kind of looking a little bit.
I'm not done. What running backs are on the board right now? Oh, actually, you know what? What tight ends are on the board right now? Tell me Sadiq is still out there.
No, he got picked early. He got picked at the Chargers got him at 22. What, running backs? Nah.
Yeah. All right, you can't go to edge. There you go. Yep, defensive end. Anybody there that got your mind?
Look at the full board again.
Safety help. Ooh, we got 2 guys out of Oregon, bro. Any of them good?
I like Oyunglele, but
he's ranked 37 in second round grade. Well, you want to go Chris Bell, another receiver.
I think that's like the crazy thing about this is like
go all offense.
Well,
no, maybe a left guard here, maybe.
Like, who's on the board when we picked it? I just wonder, like, when you look at this, like, obviously Tate's a no-brainer. It's not like we're going any other direction.
And I don't think that'll even happen in real life, to be honest.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah. I mean, I think one of the receivers will be there. Maybe like a Lemon, Boston, Tate. Who's that other guy from Texas?
Receiver?
Yeah.
Are you talking Concepcion?
Yeah, that's the other guy, Concepcion. Yeah.
He's gone already, though. He went to Cleveland.
Gotcha.
All right, so
I mean, we don't need another receiver here, Anthony.
Here's like kind of the guy that keeps popping in my head. Christian Miller, defensive lineman
from Georgia.
I mean, the Jets definitely use interior help too.
Yeah, they will.
I don't know enough about Joshua Josephs.
You know what it is now? Now that the season's over, you can start looking into everybody from the first round over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I mean, listen. Granted, for those guys that go out and like understand 200 and something, maybe 300 and something prospects. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But usually, the first 2 rounds, maybe the 3rd round, I'll concentrate on the top 90, top 100 picks. You know.
You know what? I mean, I'm really good with like any of these defensive linemen, to be honest with you. And what are you thinking as far as like position wise?
I mean, you could go 2 options here. You could go left guard or center. Okay. Or any guard or center. Okay. That's.
I mean,
safety.
Probably wait on safety. So what are you saying? Guard or center?
Yeah, guard or center.
So here's something I'll tell you right off the bat. Especially with the way the Jets are sitting right now at center. This guy right here.
Dude, who is it?
Connor Lew.
Right.
Probably you'd be talking about him as an early 2nd round pick if he didn't get injured this year.
Right.
Like eyeball him for that 2nd pick because we need a center.
Yeah, and that'll definitely solve everything.
I'm not going to early on this one. If anything, we're looking at that 44 for him if he's still there. Hopefully he's still there. Okay. But I'm just telling you, keep an eye out for this guy. If he's there, I'm not even going to ask you no questions.
What about linebackers, Anthony? Check the linebackers right now.
I would have thought we would have seen some of the big ones.
Well,
CJ. Of fucking course he went to the friggin' Patriots, that asshole. That's going to happen, and this guy's going to turn into some animal, man. I'm going to tell you right now. That's like
that guy Anthony Hill. He's pretty good from Texas.
Yeah.
Boom, lock him in. What was he ranked on the board? Is he best available?
No, he's down the board a little bit.
Oh, okay. Who's on 42. top?
Top got Colton Hood.
Corner.
I
could use him too, man. We need a corner. I mean, I don't know anything about him.
I think for me personally, the middle of this defense needs some big juice.
So let's go with the big guy. Let's go for a fatty.
Mari Washington.
What's his size, bro?
You think we got to negotiate with what's his face before the draft? Tell him we got to pick one of your guys. What's the size you said?
Oh yeah.
So this guy, 6'4", 310.
Yeah, he's a little small.
This guy, 6'3", 330. You want the bigger boy?
Yeah, I want the big boy. I want to stuff that hole so no running backs are coming up that middle.
And we got to load up on these Oregon players.
Yes, let's do it.
Okay. I don't see that he went, but let's. No, he's still on the board, but let's just look at how the board fell. So I'm not even saying this because whatever, but Jets do need some safety help, and
he's pretty good. That guy AJ, whatever his name, I heard his name.
I like Halsey. I feel like these guys are neck and neck. So safety's an option.
Well, I
feel like as things go on, you can talk about him a little bit more.
We could also tie in. You know what? Why not draft Ty Simpson? Let's go.
No.
Wow, we got 2 quarterbacks in the house now.
We're gonna get one in free agency.
I told you we need 2 rookies and a starter.
Nah. Can't go quarterback.
No, I know we can't.
Where are you leaning?
I'm leaning either to safety or edge.
Safety or edge? Who's our edge?
Or even linebacker. Like, honestly, you get good value right now. I mean, you want to go guard. I mean, these are better guards.
Sorry. I feel like edge is a little weird at this point. I feel like, what are you saying, linebacker?
Yeah, if you go linebacker, who's here? You
got to drop down the board a little bit. Like Jacob Rodriguez would be a nice pick, like if we had a 3rd round pick. But and that's the thing too. I think that's where the 3rd round pick really hurts us. Is like I'd be a little more.
We got 2 in the second. It's like it's equivalent to like 4 rounds of.
No, I know, I hear you, but
I mean, you can always trade down.
Try and fill as many holes as you can.
What if you trade down that 2nd pick? See what we get for it. Maybe we could pick up a 2nd and a 3rd.
I can't trade. It doesn't let me.
You can't trade on this one.
Yeah, well, I gotta pay to trade.
Nah, forget it. It's free.
Dude, Miami double dipped on receiver. They got friggin' what's his face in the 1st round, Chris Bell in the 2nd round. I didn't realize that.
No shit. It's all right. We don't need it.
Yeah, no trade. Won't let me. So here's my honest opinion where I'm leaning. I'm leaning Halsey or Dinman as the other safety, or Connor Lew. I'll put them all on the board here really quick. Oh. And I know Connor Lew's a little bit down. But again, if he didn't get injured, he'd probably be argued as a top 2nd round pick.
I mean, I'm never going to say no to interior lineman, man. I love the trenches. So you can go ahead and draft him. I wouldn't be mad. I do think the Jets need to draft a safety, and it's probably going to have to be with one of their 2nd rounders for sure. You got what I'm saying? And who knows? Maybe we'll sign what's his name from Baltimore as our center.
I doubt that, honestly, but
yeah, I don't.
If he has free agency, he's gonna want to go to a team that's winning. He doesn't want to come to the Jets. I mean, I know Jets have money, but
no, I don't.
I'll let you player either. I'll let you take the screen and give me your.
I say screw it. Let's go for our center. Fuck it. Lock it up. Boom. Now the rest is like, oh.
Garrett Nussmeier just went.
You did?
Yeah, I couldn't see who picked him though.
Maybe we get Aller in the 4th round.
John Mateer to the Rams.
Nice.
I've earned 1 new reward. I don't know what that's about.
Because you got Dante Moore.
Get out of here. Look at that. They don't like.
They don't like the Copper Lou.
Yeah, screw them though. I like it. A+, A-, D-.
We drafted well, dude.
Suck it. You got it.
We got 2 Oregon Ducks. We're good. We're looking good.
2 Ducks. We could have went with a 3rd with Dinnerman if we went with another safety.
So I got a quick one for you. I got a quick one. Even forget about the mock draft board. Blah blah blah. Here we go. Dante Moore does not come out. Fernando Mendoza goes number 1. We're on the clock at number 2. Who are you taking?
Probably Arvell Reese.
I'm not. You know what? I'm starting to shy away a little bit from him, and I'll tell you why. Because I seen someone play this past week, that completely blew my head off. Like I was like, "What the hell am I watching this guy, dude? How is Bain not going to be? He's going to be an elite player, and he got such a swag to him, man. The guy out of a Miami defensive line.
I know what Bain is.
Yeah, I mean that guy to me, oof. He brings a nastiness to the game, bro. Would you be mad at that?
Right, mad at Bain?
Yeah, Ruben Bain. Miami. He plays for Miami Hurricanes.
No, I know he plays for. I wouldn't be mad about it. I
know it's not the sexy pick. I get it.
No, I don't even care about that. I just think, and I know that Jets need edge help too, but I think the Jets have such bigger needs, like at linebacker, at safety.
So is Arvell Reese a linebacker or an edge, or he does both?
He's like a what's his face?
From Penn State last year.
Yeah, Abdul Carter.
Yeah, Abdul Carter is better though.
Huh?
Abdul Carter was better though.
I liked Abdul Carter a lot.
We're getting to Vernon Golston, Arvell Reese. I don't want to. I think, dude, I don't want to do it. I'd rather bring in Caleb Downs than have him at number 2. I'm sorry. I'm just saying. Now that guy, he could do it all. And positional value. You don't take a safety at number 2, but when you're Caleb Downs, man, he could do it all. He could do it all. Play as a linebacker. Disguise himself.
I like Caleb Downs. I just think 2 is way too early for that.
You think he'll be there at 16?
No.
You have to trade.
I think he's going top 10. Someone's gonna say the same shit you're saying and fall in love with it, but
shit. Watch him go number 15.
That'd be outstanding if he fell. Kyle Hamilton, the year he came out. The year Kyle Hamilton came out, a lot of people were trying to hit by him being a top 7 pick, top 8 pick.
What did he slide?
He slipped. I forget where. And that's the thing about the draft. That's the beauty of just having that second first-round pick. Every year, someone just falls that you just don't expect. Like,
dude, what about that 30 pick?
Shedeur Sanders last year. I mean, that was different though. That was more of a Christian Gonzalez when he fell to the Patriots. He was also one that was supposed to be like a top 8 pick, top 10 pick for sure. And he went like 18, 19, whatever it was.
What about that?
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
I want to talk about that guy no more. I don't want to.
I remember that year. I was like, "There's no way he'll be there for us." And if he is there,
running to the
at
podium.
13, when we had 13, I was saying he wasn't going to be there. And then when we traded to the Packers, I'm like, "Oh, he's definitely not going to be there because if we do trade him, Packers are going to pick him." They passed him, and then someone traded ahead of us. It was the Steelers, and it's like, "Oh shit, do they want him?" No, they just want another offensive lineman. Great. Nope. We want Will McDonald.
And we took McDonald.
It's like the gods were telling us, like, here's a chance. Here's a chance to score some points.
You know what's weird about that? And a lot of Jet podcasters out there too that we do what we do, and we sit there and we talk. And how do we listen? And we're just fans. I mean, we do a little bit of research. These guys get paid for it, and like how they blow these picks, or it just quite drives me nuts.
Yeah, and I don't know if I ever I mean, obviously I get pissed off at trades, picks. But I don't know if there's one that pissed me off more than the Jackson Smith and Jigba trade. And like if they would have picked him, I think I would have probably been fine the following 2 years when we picked offensive linemen.
Yeah,
I think I was just so pissed off that they passed on him, and then Brock Bowers there. All right, you got a chance at another elite weapon to add to your offense. Nah, we don't need him. Fine, get an offensive lineman. Like not that I discourage the offensive lineman. Like if the Jets would have picked an offensive lineman that year, I'd be like, okay, I get it. Like, but there wasn't anyone left. It was Broderick Jones was the last one. That was the year that had like 4 offensive linemen, whatever it was.
And we took a defensive end.
And then it's like, all right, no offensive lineman. Here's the NFL telling you, like, here's your chance to go out there and score some points.
Actually, the gods helped us that day. Here you go on a silver platter. It's yours to take.
People want to blame the football gods for not liking us, whatever. But sometimes you just gotta freaking take what the world is telling, the universe is telling you to do. But whatever, it is what it is. All right, well, our mock draft was pretty damn solid. Dante Moore, Carnell Tate, Connor Liu, Amari Washington. That'd be an absolute home run draft if the Jets were able to pull something like that off.
That's 4 starters, dude.
Yeah, I don't know the details on Connor Liu's injury. Like, I don't know if he's gonna be able to work out at the combine. I don't know any details around it. The only thing I know is that guy. He's your center for a long time. You probably, again, I don't like to say a center's gonna be picked in the first round, but he would definitely been an early second round pick. Like if he didn't get injured, I think we'd be talking about him pick 33.
Wow.
And that's why I think
Where are they doing the draft?
brain.
Where are they doing the draft this year? Oh,
Pittsburgh.
What about next year? Not Pittsburgh. Next year, I would like to go if it's close. Tennessee.
I don't even know.
It'd be nice if it was Tennessee.
I don't know if they announce it until like
after.
I feel like they announce it at the draft where they're going to do it next year.
Oh, that would be awesome. Imagine they do it in Miami. Oh, dude, we're going to that one. That would be a freaking gift. Watch Hawaii.
No. DC, they're doing 2027.
That's it. You know what? Was that a 10-hour drive?
2020 is expected to be Buffalo.
Jeez. Oh, what up with Miami, man?
2029 is expected to be Minneapolis.
Jeez. They like to put these places where no one wants to go.
Fuck, and then 2030 is expected to be between Cincinnati and Denver.
Yeah, whatever.
I just don't want to come to Florida.
I know. That's what I say.
We got to go to them one year.
That would be fun.
Anyway.
All right, bro.
That's all we got here today. Appreciate everyone for joining.
Hey, guys, before we go, Friday, make sure we watch this Dante Moore against Mendoza. It's going to be epic, and hopefully our guy, our Dante Moore, shows up and beats him. Let's go.
The cool thing is, like, we're rooting for Dante Moore, a little bit greedy at this point, but imagine he wins it, and, like, we're already rooting for the guy, and come here, and the Raiders pick him. It's like, fuck you guys. No, I think I'd still be happy with. I'd still be happy with. But I'm just saying, we're all of a sudden gonna turn. Like, that was the hard part about the Mendoza thing. Is I kind of turned into a Mendoza fan.
We all did, man.
And then it's oh shit, we're not gonna get him. Now I'm gonna root for Dante Moore. I'm gonna be a Dante Moore fan as I'm rooting for Oregon to go far.
Now and then it's Dante. Hey, listen, he's got our nephew's name, so how can we not want him?
Dante's Inferno coming to New York.
Let's do it.
All right, bro. Again, appreciate it for joining. Hit the like button, subscribe. Say goodbye to Dom. Say goodbye to me. Talk to you guys later.
Later.